Hello and welcome to this video. This is a really long video. I'm sure you're gonna be uh, patient with me to go through the whole thing. Before I do anything, I wanted to give credits to this website and YouTube. Actually, it's a YouTube with multiple videos. It's Jailer Academy. This gentleman has done a fantastic job talking about his time series. He has his own ways, of course. A little bit lengthy for this type of video that I'm going to do, but I got most of the ideas from his videos. Also, I wanted you to take time and look around for his videos because he has a lot about Excel and a lot of other statistical analysis that could be very, very helpful for you in the long run. When I get across something like this, I like to share it with my students. All right, let's go back and see what I have here for you today. I wanted to go ahead and look at Excel and see if there is a a good way of explaining this. Let's assume this is the number of production, the number of oil barrels production in a quarter for the whole world, including OPEC and maybe Russia and big producers. And we have a 4 years of production. Every year is divided into 4 quarters, and we all know. So I also put the time series into from 1 to 16. That's how many quarters we have in 4 years. And this is the actual value. This has actually been observed, recorded for us. What are we going to do here? We're going to go through a lengthy process in order to come up with a forecast to what would be the amount or the number of the oils that are going to be produced on the 5th year for the next 4 quarters. So basically, that's what we're going to predict. All right, so we're going to the very first thing I wanted to do is to go ahead and do a chart, a line chart. So I'm going to go ahead and start with insert in order to see how the data present itself. And I'm going to go ahead and start with completely plain chart. First of all, let me go ahead and do somewhere here an empty cell. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a line chart. Here we go. This is line chart. I like to start at this moment from a blank chart because I control it, because you don't know really what Excel gives you, and sometimes it really gives you something completely unpredictable. So I'd like to select the data. The very first thing I would like to do is to add. I'm going to go ahead and click on the series name. Here we go. And I'm going to delete the series value and include it myself by covering all this. This is my okay. So you notice immediately that the data is really going back and down, and I will explain that it's coming truly in some sort of season. I will go ahead and explain it. And let's go ahead also and make this one here to show for me, like it showed here the T for 16, but I wanted to show the quarters, and also I wanted to show the years as well. Let's go ahead and select in this time, instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, which are going to be difficult for me to identify which quarter, I'm going to go ahead and edit this one here and do the axis label range. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put both of these together, okay? And you will see it's going to look a lot better. Immediately you could see how I was able to do it by quarter, but along with it the year that goes for that quarter. So we have year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4. If you take a look at the first value, which is 8.25, then we went a little bit down, then maybe more down, then we went up. When we moved to the next year, it was a little bit different. So it was like really steady. We went down, then suddenly we jumped all the way up. And it's really fluctuating, but there is a season here. There is some sort of like peak in valleys for our data. Okay, so what we're going to do in order to make sense out of it is to go ahead and smooth the data. And this is going to be done by creating what we call the moving average. So MA for moving average. And how are we going to do this? Since we have 4 quarters, so we're going to do the moving average based on 4 set of data. So I'm going to start right here on the 3rd one. And you need to take a notes in the fact when the number of the items in the moving average is 4, this is an even number, we're going to really look for something else in order to get it more accurate. But let's start with this one in third. And I'm going to start by typing average. That's typically the typical function for average. And I'm going to go ahead and select 4 of those. And let's go ahead and drag it all the way down. Here we go. If I drag it all the way down, I'm going to get into trouble. I'll show you in a second what I mean by that. If you look here, this actually, the last one did not cover 4 items. So I must delete it. So that should be really removed because it covers only 3 pieces of data. How about this one here? Yes, this should stay because it does actually cover 4 pieces of items. So the moving average based on 4 items, or 4 quarter to be exact, is really this one should be the last one. Okay, and here we go. As you notice, the reason that I started with the third one, because I want the first one to cover the first 4. The problem with having 4 items for the moving average is the fact that I'm going to go ahead and do that very quickly. Then go to the review here. Notice here we have 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This value here, 8, should be right here in the middle of those, but it happens to be here on the third. So in order to get a better prediction, what are we going to go ahead and, first of all, let me go ahead and delete this so I don't confuse you with it. And I wanted to get a, what we call centered moving average, centered moving average. If it's really the number of the items that we go odd, we don't have to really calculate the centered moving average. So this is going to start here, okay? And I'm going to be actually doing the average for 2. So 2 of them. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Here we go. And also I'm going to drag all the way down, make sure that the last one cover at least, not at least, I mean only 2. So if this is, as you notice, does not cover 2, then this should be deleted. Here we go. Okay, this one here, the last one, if I clicked on it twice, it shows me the area that's selected and including in the average. Therefore, that's exactly what I want. So let's go ahead and continue to move. First of all, before I do anything, it would be a good idea to show you the graph in here and how this is dealt with smoothing of that data. I'm going to go ahead and click on the chart, and I'm going to go to the design, and I'm going to select data by adding add another series of data, and I'm going to go ahead and this is center moving average, and I'm going to go ahead and take that out. I'm going to make sure only to select, not only to select this, sorry, I want you to select also all of these, because the reason, I'll show you what the reason here. If I don't include these here at the beginning, let me go ahead and undo and show you how a big mistake will be if you didn't include this. If I don't include this, notice it's going to start really at the beginning with the 8.25 instead of having this to start with. So let me go ahead and do that and show you what I mean by doing it the right way. So again, I'm going to click on the design, go to select data and add. And if I started with this, but I only included the actual data without having the blank, it's really going to be problematic because, as you notice here, it started at the beginning. It shouldn't start at the beginning. It should start like 2 later in order to really go on the top of the blue curve, that the original curve based on the observed data. So what are we going to do? One more time, undo, and go ahead and add this. But include, first of all, let me go ahead and do that, include the whole list of data. Actually, I ran this a couple times earlier before I realized that that was a mistake that I have to really make sure to avoid it. Very, very nice. As you notice, we have now the smoothing, the moving average is smooth. And if you notice here quickly, also I could go ahead and get to the review to show you there is this point here, that 8.25 is going to be a little bit, not a little bit, I mean larger than this, but look at larger than the 7.5, so it's going to fall on the top of it. Okay, this one here is going to be less than this, so it's going to be below it. So, but in order for us to get an accurate result to this calculation, we have to really now look for something called the irregularity, and of course the seasonality, meaning we're trying to really remove the seasonality and the seasons, and also we wanted to move the irregular data that are caused by the difference between the blue dot and the orange dot in this case. So what we need to do here, we need to do a special calculation, and it's going to be basically, here we go, let me go ahead and close that. So